here with my very, very special guest. Special guest! Who are you?
I am Speedball Mike Bailey. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, yeah, it's great that he's here. So normally I give all my guests gifts, but he found my gift earlier, and he ate the whole gift, so it's gone.
Wait, hold on.
He ate half
now
the gift.
You're throwing me under the
I'm
bus.
throwing you under the bus, Speedball.
By the way, a mistake that now I have to talk about because you just threw me under the bus. But this is the second recording of the episode.
We have done this.
Done this before, and then again. You did warn me many times that you are very bad at your job.
I am terrible at my job.
You will take the entirety of the blame, and none will be placed on our wonderful engineer there behind the desk. It's all you who destroyed the footage from the episode. I guess you must have said something you didn't want to get out there. I don't know. I don't know what that could have been, but the footage is gone, so we're doing it again.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks in a row that we've had destroyed footage happen. All right, we're going to do a speed round with Speedball. Here we go. Speedball, I heard that you were a trained chef.
I am. I went to culinary school for 1 year, learned all the traditional French cooking techniques. I love food. I love cooking. I don't get to make very fancy meals nowadays because I'm on a pretty strict diet, but it's helped me make my healthy food delicious.
Why are the brood and cane such important parts of your life?
So they were the first scene of professional wrestling that I ever saw on television. It was Kane trying to set the Brood on fire, and understandably my brother and I were like, oh, this is awesome, this is what we're doing with our lives now, and that's been true for me for 27 years now or something, for a very long time. My brother wrestled for a while.
Lex Lerman, of course.
Lex Lerman, of course. As you all know, my brother Lex Lerman. If you look it up on YouTube, you can probably find some matches. But yeah, we had a lot of really fun matches together. Probably spent the first several years of our careers wrestling mostly each other as well as other people. But he's a high school teacher now.
How did the video game Final Fantasy impact your life?
I don't know. Probably not in any concrete way. I can't draw a specific lesson I learned from the game other than eco-terrorism is a good thing. That's the main thing that I have kept. Not that I do any kind of eco-terrorism at all. Let's keep that off record. But no, it was a very, very meaningful game that I played a lot. Probably the only video game that I've ever played where the story really made me feel something. Now, that could have been because I was very young at the time, but going back and replaying it and understanding the story, it gets me every time. It's good. And that's very rare that it happens, but I played the game for many, many hours, and I still think it's one of the greatest games ever made.
Did Sephiroth have anything to do with your wrestling career? Or any names of moves or anything like that?
That's such a roundabout way to ask a leading question.
I was just saying. I'm just wondering.
But yeah, so I needed a name for the shooting star double knees, right? And I named it Ultima Weapon, which is specifically after the final weapon that the main character in Final Fantasy VII uses, and he uses it to kill Sephiroth, who is known as the one-winged angel, right? And there's that the final scene, basically the final battle of Final Fantasy VII is Cloud wielding the ultimate weapon. If you played the game right, you can do it with a nail bat if you want, but if you played the game right, he's wielding the ultimate weapon and he just slays the one-winged angel, and that's basically the last thing in the game. So there are some references to pro wrestling to be made there if you know where to look.
Absolutely. Who's Michael Ryan?
Michael Lacor Ryan was a writer. He did a lot for Quebec Wrestling, for Montreal Wrestling. He was a commentator for the IWS, and he is the one who coined the name Speedball Mike Bailey when he described one of my early matches in the IWS as Mike Bailey was bouncing around the ring like a speedball. And then the promoter, PCP Crazy fucking Manny, was like, Speedball, that's a great name. You're Speedball Mike Bailey now. And I was like, let's go.
All right. If you could wrestle any historical figure, who are you picking? I'm not talking about a wrestler. from the past. I'm talking about any historical figure who you think.
Can it be a wrestler from the past?
I mean, really, it could be, but do both. Why not?
Well, so if it's a wrestler from I could do both very easily and just say Abe Lincoln.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's he was both. He pretty much nailed it. But I think I could like shoot on Hitler or something. That seems like a good idea.
Good answer.
You know what I mean?
Very good answer. Who was Sexy Eddie?
Sexy Eddie is one of the most influential independent wrestlers of all time out of Quebec. And he's very famous. If you're watching this, I'm sure you've seen him. After he tore an artery in Tournament of Death, he was squirting blood from his forearm into his own mouth like a fountain. You've seen that clip, right?
I think everyone has seen that clip,
right?
And now I'm getting nauseous.
Yeah, but beyond that, I mean, he was also a fantastic, super influential wrestler who still to this day helps out a lot of people in Quebec. And I mean, he was one of the earliest wrestlers from Quebec who broke out into the American independent wrestling scene. And he eventually went to DDT and was very influential there as well because he invented the move. Sexy Eddie, just to be very clear, invented the move where you use your penis to throw another human being and then someone else just kind of stole it and ran with it. But Sexy Eddie is the one who invented that.
Who is Veda Scott?
Veda Scott is as the Elvis Presley impersonator who married us said, my partner in love and in life.
That just made my heart flutter a little bit. And
his name was Travis. He knows Chris Jericho.
Wasn't expecting that one. Speedball. Are there any social issues or causes you think the fans at home should learn a little bit more about that are near and dear to your heart?
There's too many to name, too many to narrow down. I don't have a specific charity or anything, but off the top of my head, trans rights, borders are fake and shouldn't exist, free and accessible healthcare for all, housing. I could even push it to something like universal basic income, but that might be too far. But I think in a nutshell, that pretty much
sums it up.
Yeah,
got the whole kit and caboodle.
Mm-hmm.
I always like to end my interviews on a more positive note. Speedball, if you could what's your favorite restaurant in the world to get a bite to eat from?
Favorite restaurant in the world? My favorite food is ramen. I fell in love with ramen in Japan just because it's such a specific dish with a very clear set of rules, but so many ways of expressing these rules. But one of my favorite spots is called Nakiryu. It was, I'm not sure if it still is, Michelin rated. It has one Michelin star, and the tantan men from Nakiryu is the best thing that I ever ate. So if you want a Michelin-starred meal for less than $20, that's where you can and should go.
Speedball, please plug everything you want to plug into that camera right there. We're talking about upcoming appearances, where they can see you, social media, anything you just want to talk about.
I am at Speedball Bailey on most social media platforms. I have a Patreon where I do videos where I talk about pro wrestling structure mostly for a very, very long time. I have a YouTube channel where I post vlogs and shoe unboxings most recently after winning $100,000 and a lot of other fun stuff. I stream regularly, video games, wrestling, whatever, just talking on twitch.tv/speedballbailey. But most importantly, you can see me on AEW, on Dynamite, streaming on HBO Max, as well as TBS on Wednesday nights, and Collision on Saturday, streaming on HBO Max as well, and live on TNT.
You said you had a vlog. Is it anything like BTE?
No, it's nothing like BTE. Do not compare my vlog to BTE. Although there was a recent murder plot, we don't do skits. I try not to edit my vlog. I just film it and then put it out there. I don't have a crew. We don't learn lines. There's simple vlog, nothing like BTE at all.
So it's almost like just a vlog of your life.
It's a shoot vlog, not a work vlog.
Speedball, can we hug it out? This has been great. This is our second time. The first time we didn't hug it out. Oh, he gives a good hug.
I do.
He gives a good hug. By the way, can I ask, just on a personal note, the hair?
Yes.
What's going on? What's going on, brother? Like a lot of people don't have this style, so is that why you picked that style?
So partially, I mean, I need something to stand out. I don't want just long hair; it gets in my face too much when I wrestle. But I do look better with long hair than I do with short hair, I think. So I like the mullet. I like it a lot. I recently, if you watched Dynasty in Philly, where I wrestled Ricochet and Kenny Omega, I had put on some little braids there, just two little braids on the side, and I look forward to letting it grow even more, so I can push that and make it more and more ridiculous as time goes on.
That's incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the one and only Speedball Mike Bailey, and we'll be back with more VGT.